Your health and safety are primary concerns of PennDOT. Therefore, do not participate in a beautification event while under the influence of drugs and/or alcohol. Watch out for animal holes and rocks hidden by plants. Keep your hands and feet out of areas you cannot see. Stay off rocky, steep, or unstable slopes. Use proper bending and lifting techniques to prevent muscle injury. Avoid overexertion and drink plenty of water to avoid dehydration. Have bug spray and sunscreen as part of your well-stocked, easily accessible first aid kit. Have emergency contact information for all participants. Carry a cell phone and make sure the battery is charged before arriving at the beautification site. Have adequate transportation available. Know the location of the nearest hospital or emergency treatment center. Because injuries are not 100% preventable, you should have some understanding about basic first aid. Please note, the following section on this first aid provides a general overview of selected first aid topics. Consult your doctor for personal medical advice, diagnoses, and treatment. The cleanup crew is picking up trash along the side of the road when a vehicle drives by and stirs up dust on the road. Linda, a crew member who is not wearing protective eyewear, gets dirt in her eye. Fellow volunteers spot her and grab the first aid kit. The first thing Barb does is put on latex gloves to protect both her and the victim. Barb removes the bottle of eye wash. If eye wash is not available, contact lens solution or saline solution or even bottled water can be used. While Barb is flushing out Linda's eye, Linda is instructed to blink in order to dislodge any remaining dirt. Barb instructs Linda not to rub her eye because rubbing can cause abrasions. If the injury were more serious, protect the eye by placing a piece of gauze over it and take the person to the emergency room. Remember, wear protective eyewear to prevent injury to the eyes. A group of volunteers is picking up trash along one of Pennsylvania's highways. Jeff, who is not paying attention to where he is walking, trips over a small tree stump and falls. A branch punctures Jeff's arm. Other volunteers rush over and tell Jeff not to remove the branch. Marcy and Kathy get the first aid kit and put on latex gloves to avoid contact with Jeff's blood. As Marcy and Kathy carefully wrap Jeff's arm to stabilize the object, they watch Jeff for signs of shock. Signs of shock may include weak rapid pulse, shallow rapid and irregular breathing, cold or clammy skin, and dilated pupils. Jeff was taken to the hospital where doctors removed the branch from his arm. To avoid accidents like Jeff's, watch your step and remember to wear proper footwear. Volunteers are picking up litter as part of the highway cleanup. Jason trips on some debris and falls down in pain. The other volunteers rush over to him, and Bonnie realizes that Jason has fractured his ankle. Bonnie sends Abby for the first aid kit and Sally to gather material for a splint to keep the ankle immobile. Sally returns with newspaper because newspaper, when folded or rolled, is strong yet flexible enough to shape into a U. Bonnie places Jason's leg in the U-shaped splint and wraps it in an elastic bandage from the first aid kit, being careful not to make it too tight. Bonnie pads soft materials in any spaces between the splint and the leg to avoid further damage to the ankle. Jason is taken to the hospital for expert medical attention. During a highway cleanup, Colleen picks up a sharp object and cuts her hand. Joanne gets the first aid kit, puts on latex gloves, and removes Colleen's bloody work glove. She then covers the cut with a dressing from the first aid kit. Joanne covers the dressing with a roller bandage and ties a knot directly over the wound. Joanne applies firm, direct pressure on Colleen's wound. Colleen needs to seek medical attention. If blood comes through the dressing, keep applying additional dressings. Do not remove the previous dressing. Today is a hot, humid day for the Roadside Beautification group. Carol is starting to feel ill. Jill comes to her aid, and Jill notices that Carol's skin is flushed and that Carol is nauseous and dizzy. She realizes that Carol is suffering from heat exhaustion. Other symptoms of exhaustion may include cool, moist, or pale skin, weakness, and exhaustion. Jill takes Carol out of the sun and has her sit down under a tree. Jill places a cool, damp rag on the back of Carol's neck to lower her body temperature. Carol is instructed to sip cool, not cold water. Drinking cold water or drinking too quickly would be too much of a shock for the body to handle. If a car was readily available, the air conditioner could have been used to help in lowering Carol's body temperature. In this case, the best care was provided by removing the victim from direct sunlight to a shaded area, placing a cool, damp rag on her neck, giving her cool water, and using a fan. Additional care may involve loosening or removing clothing. And if the victim's condition still does not improve, or if heat stroke is suspected, call 911 immediately. Signs of heat stroke can include hot, dry skin, dizziness, headache, confusion, rapid breathing, rapid pulse, unconsciousness, and high body temperature above 105. If you suspect signs of heat stroke, call 911 immediately.